Nonsense talking, top rope walking, ultimate Xing, serious flexing, never be vague with your boy Craig, and opinion mixing from Pete to Nixon, keep doing things in an impactful way, bloody nonsense as the Brits say, talking bloody nonsense.
Yes, it's me, it's the MIC Craig, aka Mr. Impact, back once again for talking bloody nonsense right here on the TNIW channel. And of course, as ever, I'm joined by the one and only Peter Nixon. It's a new week, it's a new Impact. Before we get into all that, first things first, Nixon, how's it going?
Yeah, all good. It's a bit wet down here in Cambridge. I just took Dinky out for a walk, and it was lovely when we left, but halfway through we got absolutely drenched. But that's living in England, you know. If you don't like the weather, give it 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's the same here. We've missed the rain, thankfully. It's just been damp and just sometimes sunny, sometimes damp, but hey, what can you do? It is what it is.
Well, we're not a weather podcast.
Yeah, we are.
Just jump straight in.
Not indeed. Yes, we'll go in with our main headline of this week. News broke this week that the Briscoes, Mark and Jay Briscoe, will be coming to Impact Wrestling the night after Rebellion for the TV tapings there, although some mixed reports in the fact that they're supposed to be defending their GCW tag team titles the night of Rebellion. They've just lost them, so I don't know what's going on there. And also broke this week that Maria Kanellis, her contract runs up the night of Rebellion. So I want to get your take on all that. Obviously, Briscoe's coming in, great. Don't know if it's on a permanent basis, but we discussed it a bit more last week, as well as your take on Maria potentially leaving and where that leaves, I don't know, more if their contracts are on the same time.
Yeah, I saw the Briscoes lost the GCW tag titles to Boosie. That's not how you pronounce it. Bussy.
Yeah, Bussy. Yeah.
Effie and Ali Catch, for those who don't know, which is cool. You know, they're very much GCW stalwarts, so to have the belts on them makes total sense. If the Briscoes are going to be in and out of GCW, then it doesn't make sense to have the belts on them. So, logic seems to be pointing more and more every day towards the Briscoes doing more and more stuff with Impact. If they sign a contract, I can't, foresee that. I hope they do. They are or were booked for GCW the night of Rebellion. That's why they've been promoting, the Briscoes return to Poughkeepsie the night after Rebellion, for the TV tapings. Yeah. But it could all be a swerve. They could be a last-minute entrant into the 8-team match for the tag titles, and they could walk out of Rebellion with the tag titles. Stranger things have happened. As far as Maria Kanellis goes, I didn't even know she was under contract. I assume it was a 3-month, 4-month deal.
I don't know, but all I know is that it runs. Whatever she agreed to, it runs out at Rebellion.
But there's nothing saying she doesn't sign an extension, or they carry on working on a per appearance deal, on a handshake agreement. And if Maria's contract is running out, does that mean the OGK are finishing up? Does that mean they all sign an extension? I'm fairly certain PCO and Vincent are under longer term deals, but then where does that leave Kenny King? And there's another member. Is there? No, that's it, isn't it? I guess Eddie Edwards, but he's under contract for a long time. So yeah, interesting. Looking forward to seeing what happens. I hope, because Maria and the Briscoes are fantastic talents, great assets to the Impact roster, and I hope they sign for longer than we expect, and we get to see their talents for a prolonged period.
Yeah, I do agree with the whole OGK Maria Honor more thing. It is difficult to know, obviously, what the particulars of their deals are. But when it comes to, I imagine OGK, because considering they're active in-ring wrestlers, I imagine their deals may have been for longer. But obviously, there's no way of knowing that for definite. So, but it also could end up with Maria going over to the AEW Ring of Honor. She's very conversational and very puts high praise on Tony Khan and the ROH women's division. It's interesting because maybe that is where she goes, but I just don't know. Obviously, the Ring of Honor women's division is obviously partly her baby, so
yeah, very true.
She played a big part in that, so maybe that's where she heads. Although, no, I don't think anyone that she brought in for the Ring of Honor, the women's title, is still active with AEW / Ring of Honor. I have no idea if that's the case, but and as for the Briscoes, we talked about it a little bit last week, obviously, and I'm glad they're coming. Their promo was great. Loved every
it's natural,
second.
isn't it? It's they're not writing this stuff down. They're just going out there and talking, and pressing record on the camera and just going, and it's so organic and natural. It's wonderful. It's so different from the scripted shit you see on Monday nights.
Yeah, it is told to film whatever you want to say and just send it over. Simple as that. So I'm all for it. They very, very well could be a late addition to the elimination match, because machine guns aren't in the match.
No, because Sabin's in the 3-man, the 3-way triple threat, whatever you like to call it, and Shelley, I think, is booked for GCW.
That would make sense. So, because if they are under contract, then I imagine they would have signed something at the end of multiverse of matches, otherwise they wouldn't have really said, "Oh, we'll be coming back." I imagine something was agreed upon. Obviously, again, we don't know the particulars of it, but I'm all for it. I really think they're a great addition to Impact, and that tag team division needed the Briscoes. They need the Briscoes. See, it's already the tag division at the minute is fine. It's fine. It's not perfect, but add the Briscoes to it, and you're getting a lot closer to being perfect. It's a big step forward to making that division very, very much at the forefront of tag team wrestling.
It felt like at the end of last year there was 3 teams, Swan and Mac, Violent by Design, and the Good Brothers, and you just, with the addition of OGK, bring back the Motor City Machine Guns, you've got Beyblade, and then you insert the Briscoes, then the division is just getting better and better, isn't it? It reminds me of 2010, when the tag team division was at its best, arguably. You had Team 3D, Motor City Machine Guns, the Young Bucks, Nigel McGuinness and Nick Aldis. So many good teams, and the tag team division was Beer Money. How can I forget Beer Money? Probably the best TNA tag team of all time. We're getting back to that stage in terms of tag teams. It's been a crawl. It's been a slog to get there, but we are getting back there.
Yeah, because for a long time, TNA Impact, they had a really good show when it came to tag team wrestling. It had some of the very best in the world, and they need to get back to that. Obviously, when Anthem came in, they focused on rebuilding the X division. Now they're focused on rebuilding the Knockouts division. The tag team division is now a must.
Mm-hmm.
If the tag division gets sorted, then Impact probably have the best divisions in wrestling. You fix the tag division, you've already got the X division, which is on fire. The Knockouts was already the best in wrestling, best in the world. So I now bring the Briscoes in, have some banging matches with everyone, and let's get this tag team division going. And as for Maria, I'd like to see Maria stick around. You know, obviously, I imagine she would want to be involved in the backstage stuff with the Knockouts. But as far as I'm aware, that's Gail Kim and Christy Hemme who's in charge of that, as far as I'm aware.
Well, here's the thing. Gail is doing a tremendous job with the women. If Maria is going to do that sort of role, it's bad for me to say, but we don't need it. Whereas Ring of Honor does.
Yeah.
AEW
does.
Yeah. If they are going to build up a Ring of Honor women's division, then they need Maria to be in that role. So I wouldn't begrudge Maria. As an Impact fan, I wouldn't be offended if Maria took that role, because she'd be very good at it, and they need someone like that. Plus, you know, they should probably get a bit more money from Tony Khan, and considering I think they've got a couple of kids now, haven't they? Or maybe just the one. That, you know, they need to be thinking about that. So yeah, whatever Maria does, awesome, and I wish her well.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'd like to see her stick around, but she goes, you know, can't fault her for wanting to earn a bit of money.
No, exactly.
So, and now we'll go on to our first subheading, and obviously, with full disclosure, there's not a lot going on in the world of Impact right now. It seems to be very, very quiet at the minute. So I thought we'd take this time, considering it's only a few weeks away now. We'll take a look at how Rebellion is shaping up. And I didn't realize they've booked 8 matches already.
Yeah.
So we'll go for the card, and then we'll just give our feelings on how it feels each match is being booked, and how we feel on which has the potential to be a show stealer, even though all of them clearly seem to be a potential show stealer. But we'll run through it. It's Jonah versus Ishii of an 8 tag team elimination for the Impact World Tag Team titles. Rosemary takes on Tasha Steelz for the Knockouts World Championship. It's Eddie Edwards versus Jonathan Gresham. Apparently, I've seen reports that it could be for the Ring of Honor World Championship, but I don't think it will be. The X Division Championship's on the line. Trey Miguel defending against Ace Austin Speedball Mike Bailey. Moose defends his Impact World Championship against Moose. Ty Valkyrie returns to take on Deonna Purrazzo for the AAA Reina de Reinas title. And Steve Macklin versus Chris Sabin versus Jay White, which I imagine will be could either be a X Division number contenders match or a World Title number contenders match. Very easily. I hope I haven't missed any, but that's what I've seen on the Impact website so far. So, what sticks out to you? How do you feel it's been promoted so far, and what's your general feeling on this card?
There's just so many awesome storylines and matchup feuds going on at the moment that the Rebellion is just such a stacked card. But you're still missing the Knockouts tag titles. You're still missing, you know, potentially, if they're going to carry on this Johnny Swinger, Zicky Dice storyline, you know, maybe insert something with them onto the pre-show. You're still missing Giselle Shaw and Lady Frost, who are hot commodities right now. So, yeah, I mean, it just goes to show how stacked the Impact roster is and how crazy this Rebellion card is going to be. When was the last time? I mean, you might just put me in my place now, but I can't remember the last time I saw a triple threat match that wasn't for a championship. But it makes total sense because, you know, Jay White and Chris Sabin have been feuding with Motor City Machine Guns and Bullet Club. But Macklin has been interjecting himself into, you know, beatdowns and yeah, I think he's wrestled. No, he's wrestling Sherry this week, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it just makes perfect sense as a storyline to have a three-way there. But three-ways are usually almost always for championships. So it's it's just very, very different kind of match. So I'm looking forward to that one. The world title match, I think it needs a bit more build. I know they've been doing the Josh, the Moose and Jade Chung thing. He speared her at Destiny, and they've done a decent job of building it up. But I think I need a bit more. I felt the tag match at the Multiverse of Matches was more about Jonah.
I agree with that.
Maybe felt the world title was an afterthought in that match, but you know, you've got at least one more week of TV, or two if you count tonight's and next week. So yeah, there's plenty of time to get a bit more interest in the world title match. I know a lot of people are saying this is Speedball's time to take the title, but I mean, we're not doing predictions right now. We're going to do that next week, but I don't think they're going to put the title on Speedball. I think it's too soon. I still think he needs bigger crowd reactions. They need to build him up a bit more before they put the exhibition title on him. So I think they're going to go the other direction. I think Ace Austin is going to win the exhibition championship in that match. What were your thoughts on that?
As far as the exhibition title goes, I do want to see Speedball win it, but I agree. I don't think it's happening just yet. But as the rest of the card goes, I'm really looking forward to Eddie versus Gresham. I think that should be a banging match. So I made a when Impact announced that match, I made a comment on these posts and said, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if they put the Progress World title on the line?" And that got a bit of reaction. One person saying they don't feel like indie title should be defended on pay-per-views.
Well, Progress, I think, is more than just an indie.
Yeah,
it's the biggest promotion in the UK. You know, I mean, you can make an argument for ICW or Rev Pro, but in my mind, the Progress Championship is, for the last several years, has been the most sought after championship in the UK. And Cara Noir did a wonderful job of elevating that title. And now to have Jonathan Gresham holding the championship, as well as the Ring of Honor World Championship, elevates it even more. So, you know, what better way than to elevate it even more than to have it defended on an Impact pay-per-view? So, yeah, I'm with you, Craig. I think it's a great shout.
Yeah, I would love it, because if you go back and look at the lineage of that title, there's some amazing people who've had that title in the past, and you know, for Jonathan Gresham to defend it against Eddie Edwards on Impact, that would be huge for it. So, and if they do book Giselle Shaw, they have the women's and the men's world champion from Progress on that show. And like, how many times does that happen?
Yeah, that would be so cool. I think you could make the argument that since Progress is a kind of a WWE commodity in that their shows go on the WWE network, then maybe they won't do it. But Mickie James was just on the Royal Rumble, so stranger things have happened.
And Giselle is signed to Impact Wrestling. She's a women's champion. Jonathan Gresham is the Ring of Honor World Champion. That's an affiliate of AEW. So
Yeah.
Stranger things have indeed happened, and I can't see the harm in it.
No, of course not.
Obviously, if they're going to have Gresham win, which that's where I'm thinking at the minute. It helps elevate his reign, and it also, puts a bit of jeopardy on the line. I'm all for it. Also,
it gives the match a hook, and the Honor No More thing feels like it's starting to run its course. So if you have one of those championships on the line, it gives the match an extra hook.
Yeah, it's be a lot. It would add a lot more to that match, other than just two guys having a wrestling match. So I'm all for it. I mean, I got to Jonah versus Ishii, and they're just gonna just chop the hell out of each other. They will hit each other so hard, and I can't wait to see it. It's gonna
just
be
like the recent Impact shows. There's something for everyone on Rebellion, and this will be the one for the the strong style fans.
Yeah, and see, when Rebellion first came around, I didn't get the feeling that Rebellion will end up being one of the pay-per-views to watch in more years to come. I didn't think, this is going to be like Impact's SummerSlam, if you like, or Impact's Money in the Bank, whatever you want to call it, or SummerSlam Survivor Series. I didn't think it would be on the top 4 level, but the way they've been booking it in recent years, I mean, obviously 2 years ago, of course, the entire world shut down, so they had to do a TV special of it. But even that was fun. And that was really good. Crazy Steve returned, and it had a lot on that, so I'm all for it. The Knockouts World Title, obviously we discussed it episode previous. It's be good for Tasha Steelz to have that name on her list, and Mickie James and Rosemary. That's 2 people. That's 2 really good challengers to have, and 2 challengers to beat. And you mentioned the build between Moose and Josh. I think this has probably been I can't think of an Impact, in wrestling in general, World Title feud that had this much heat. Had Moose becoming Josh's wife, that legit got me and a lot of more people even more hyped to see this and to see Josh kick his ass. You want to see it now, and so I'm all for that. The 8-team elimination. Who can you see it being in that match? Because I'm struggling to name 7 more teams.
Yeah. So obviously BBD are defending the championships. You've got the Good Brothers. You've got Swan and Mac. You've got your boys, the Swinging Dice connection.
Yes.
So surely they'll be in it. But I think it's going to be a quick in and out for them, I'm afraid.
Yeah. More likely.
You've got OGK. You've got... Who knows? I mean, they could bring in some teams from the Indies, or, we might get Private Party for a night, for example. We've had them in Impact before. Stranger things have happened. Who am I missing? Potentially the Briscoes.
Yeah.
No, you got to help me out here, Craig.
Yeah, I'm really, really struggling. I mean, the Usos want to unify titles. let's have Usos tonight.
I mean, that would be cool, but stranger things have not happened.
Yeah. I mean, I know WWE kind of owe one now, but I don't think they owe us that one.
No, that'd be very
I
cool. I'd have to see that.
yeah.
Might be a team from MLW, for example. Although I'm trying to struggling to
I
think
wouldn't
of
mind the Von
MLW.
Erichs.
Say again?
The Von Erichs.
Oh, the Von Erichs,
I wouldn't
yeah.
mind the Von Erichs. They're a great team. Impact should sign them years ago.
Yeah, true.
'Cause-
Bad timing though,
yeah.
and I think they're doing well with MLW.
Yeah, they're building their brand, building it. They're not they didn't build their name, but they're building their brand.
Yeah.
Boston Marshall are building theirs. So and hopefully in a few years we get them because I really want to see them back in Impact. Even in their debut anniversary, it wasn't perfect. Obviously, the match wasn't perfect because they went against the Bromans. So it wasn't a great match, but obviously they're in Texas, so they'll go get over no matter what.
Yeah, but that was what 9 years ago. It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, wow, yeah, quite some time ago. So, but other than that, it's gonna be seven teams. That is proving very difficult because
Yeah, I'm interested to
reason,
see who they pull out of the bag.
yeah, thankfully it adds more intrigue to it though.
Definitely.
And then yeah, Macklin, Saban, and White. That should give that could legit steal the show from some incredible matches. Because even though there's nothing on the line, but as I said, this could easily be a number one contenders match for either the X Division or the world title. Very easily. And I wouldn't be disappointed if it was for the world title and Macklin won.
Yeah.
So more for that. I think this looks like a banging card. As it usually is for Impact when it comes to even plus specials or pay-per-views. The cards are always stacked, and I mean, Impact is full of variety for everyone.
We haven't even talked about Deonna and Taya.
Exactly, and that
that's how stacked this card is.
Yeah, and that will be a killer match.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a massive fan of their first match at Impact because I knew Ty was on her way out.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting anything other than Deonna to retain. But this, it can genuinely go either way. And as the rest of the card, I can kind of see a winner on the card. Ty and Deonna, I haven't got the clue. Not got a single clue.
Yeah, if I'm pushed, I would say Taya to take the AAA title, but yeah, I mean, you're right. It could go either way.
Yeah, and obviously the issue with the Ring of Honor Women's title is nowhere near being dealt with.
Exactly.
So it'd be interesting. I'm really looking forward to this one. Tie back. Hopefully, after Rebellion, it can be agreed upon to get some more time. I can't imagine should we go show up at Rebellion and then just go.
No, surely. I mean, they've made a big deal out of, putting on the Impact YouTube channel, Taya is back. So
Yeah.
I think she's here now. I don't think she's going anywhere, unless it's AAA, of course.
Yeah, I mean, because they also have to do something with Taya and Rosemary. They have to see each other again.
Oh yeah,
like that. So at least for the TV tapings, I think, well, at least for a month, Taya will be on TV at the very least.
It'll be interesting to see if Bravo accompanies her to the ring.
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible. Even though she did try and shoot him, so I don't know if he will. But we'll soon see. He's married now, so he's finally married. Yeah, that's Rebellion, how it's shaping up, looks solid. Now it would be the pre-review, but since Impact had a recap show last week of Multiverse of Matches, which was the first episode of Impact I didn't watch in about 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing new on there. There's a couple of
No.
promos.
Yeah, I'm assuming like most people would watch them on social media.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to the preview of this week's Impact coming up tonight when you're watching us, but tomorrow when we're recording. We have finally the Champ Challenge. Gian Perazzo defending either the Ring of Honor Women's World or AAA Reina de Reinas against a mystery opponent. Steve Macklin goes 1-on-1 with Alex Shelley. Jonathan Gresham faces Rocky Romero. And finally, the rematch, it's PCO versus Jonah. So I don't think there's any point in asking which your favorite is, because I'm guessing that was pretty obvious to everyone watching and listening.
I need this rematch. I need it in my life. I can't wait to see what PCO and Jonah do now. You know, considering the craziness of their sacrifice match, and you know what they did in that tag match as well. You said PCO was injured in the tag match, but I haven't seen any reports.
All I know is that he picked up a knock and didn't work GCW following. It didn't work spring break, but after. That's all I saw.
Oh yeah, I hope he's all right. I hope he's not injured.
Yeah,
but obviously this episode of Impact was taped before the multiverse, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is still in the ECW arena.
Yeah.
So we'll get to see his match, and we'll get to see them half kill each other. We'll probably kill each other. So,
well, PCO needs to win it now, because then we get to see a rubber match at some point.
Yeah, if it kind of has to go that way.
They've got to do last man standing or something. Got to do some sort of gimmick match. Last man standing, I think, would be suitable for them.
And I think anyway it'll be Under Siege. I think that's a good place to have it. A good name to have that match. When I'm really looking forward to Jonathan Gresham versus Rocky Romero. That is going to be great, and Rocky is amazing. And obviously, he's our major link between New Japan. So,
well, he's one of the boys, isn't he?
Yep. I'm surprised I haven't tried to put him in the Bullet Club yet. I thought that'd be the first thing they did.
Yeah. But maybe they. I don't know. I don't follow New Japan storylines. Maybe he's in Chaos, isn't he? He's in Chaos with Ishii.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, that's probably why. And the Champ Challenge should be great. It always is. Obviously, we don't know who's coming, even though there's a few reports, but I don't know which was to be believed.
No, I don't look at spoilers, so I don't know who it is. Yeah, a nice surprise.
Yeah, I'm always I do like a good surprise opponent. I really do. I think, especially if you don't know who it is and it's not someone off the roster. I'm always down for that. I like a good surprise, like this 8-team elimination at Rebellion should be having a surprise in it. It should be a lot of fun, but
yeah,
I imagine this week we'll get something between Josh and Moose again, because I imagine Moose will be allowed back in the building this time.
Yeah,
maybe Josh.
Considering there's 2 more episodes until Rebellion, we need more Josh and Moose.
Yeah, and also, I no clue what's going on with the women's tag titles at the minute. I know, again, I read that Cassie Lee is injured.
Yeah,
but I don't know how serious it was. Maybe that's why maybe they're just letting her heal up. They weren't in the multiverse, and they weren't. I think Cassidy didn't compete in the number one contender battle royal. So I'm
No.
guessing there's like a healer.
I mean, maybe they'll do a singles match at some point with Jessie McKay against Madison Rayne, for example.
Yeah, it's more than likely. And because I think they have to do this rematch at Rebellion and give the titles back to the Inspiration. But because if this match doesn't happen because it's an injury, then this match is cursed.
Yeah, the whole rivalry has been snake bit, hasn't it? You know, it's been tremendous with the whole stuff with Caleb, and they've got a good chemistry. And I thought the match at Sacrifice was really, really good, but yeah, just something about this match, just it's advertised and cancelled, advertised, cancelled, advertised, cancelled. So yeah, I hope Cassie Lee heals up and we get to see the blow off of this feud finally.
Yeah, but on the flip of that, Impact haven't really been building any Knockouts tag teams. Like this, if they are gonna have the rematch at Rebellion, surely now would have been time to build up a team, a viable team at least. But Rosemary and Havoc were the obvious choice for me, but of course Rosemary's having a singles match at Rebellion, and I'm not really sure who else is left in that tag division.
No, exactly. I guess you could make a case for the odd couple of Giselle Shaw and Lady Frost.
Yeah, but they've been eating the pin more than most there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to. Obviously, Chelsea and Mickey aren't going to happen.
No.
So
Then could we get to Chelsea and Deanna at some point?
Yeah, I mean that's always a possibility. But it's a tough one. There isn't a lot of Knockouts tag teams, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, but either way, it should be.
Sorry, I've got a dog on me. He's trying to eat the mic.
It's the return.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah. It's the Eric Bischoff of TNIW. Yeah. As for this week, send Impact this week should be a great show again, like it always is. And the ECW arena has been a decent home for Impact so far, and
definitely
it has some quality matches. Some of them have kind of merged into one in my brain. Some of them seem to be quite similar. But now the backstage stuff with Inspiration, Iconic, Inspiration, and the Influence, Caleb's been great. But if the match doesn't happen at Rebellion, then I don't know what they're going to do. Something needs to happen with the knockout tag titles at the minute.
Yeah.
Because again, problem is they haven't been on TV.
No, exactly. It's a tough one.
I mean, obviously
there's plenty of time to build up other teams, bring more names in.
Yeah, and they haven't on the Rebellion card. They haven't really given anything. I've been given nothing for Matt Cardona to do as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Is he at GCW on that night?
I haven't checked, but I'd imagine it's more than possible.
Yeah.
Because I know he's not really signed to anywhere. So, but every company seems to be giving him their belt. Every company he goes to, they give him the title. I wonder if they'll pick one up.
Yeah. He's been champion in GCW. He's the NWA World Champion. He's a champion in Impact. He's AIW. AI. He's got a couple of belts from AIW.
Yeah, and he's the All-Star Wrestling champion as well. Which I like the All-Star Wrestling title. It looks like the NWA TV title.
Yeah, very classic design.
Yeah, I'm liking that. And so, you know, I wonder if he'll pick up any titles when he comes over to the UK.
I couldn't possibly say.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more than possible. Just put him in a title match and he'll probably win the title.
Yeah. It's
so great. But yeah, I imagine he certainly seems to be prioritizing GCW a little bit more. You know, and fair enough. He's being treated like a star there, so go where you go. Again, we seem to be running a little bit early than we normally do, but at least we're not running behind this time. But I guess let's get into the final 10. And I decided it'd be fun to play a little game, some Impact Wrestling Would You Rathers. For those who don't know Would You Rather is, I give Nixon 2 options of which he would rather have. So to give you the first one, so it's either would you rather Christian Cage never join TNA or Kurt Angle never join TNA?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, Christian was the first big defection, wasn't he? He was the Cody.
He crossed the line.
Yeah. But I think Kurt was a bigger. It was a bigger signing, more significant signing, and he was there longer and he did more, and he had better matches. So yeah, I'll go. I would rather Christian Cage never come to TNA.
See, and full disclosure, I read these questions about 2 hours ago, but I didn't really come up with an answer. But because obviously without Christian, Kurt Angle may have never came. If Christian didn't happen, it might not happen with Kurt Angle.
Very true. Yeah.
So, because I said Christian was the first one to cross the line. So, but yeah, I have to go with Christian Cage never join, because without Kurt Angle, you know, we wouldn't have the main event Mafia. We wouldn't have had Kurt Angle win the world title in his last match in the UK. You know, so many things happened and wouldn't happen without Kurt Angle. So I'd have to go with Christian Cage never joining. Next one I have is, would you rather Chris Jericho sign for Impact or AJ Styles never leave?
Oh, I mean, because AJ, he's the most significant homegrown TNA guy, I would have to say I would rather AJ never left.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think time away has done him good, but I'd love to see him come back at some point.
For sure. I
mean, he should have been the first guy in the TNA Hall of Fame. I mean, Sting was the correct choice, but you could make the argument that AJ is the most significant TNA wrestler of all time.
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, do you think AJ might have been hindered by staying in TNA? Would everything else have happened had AJ not left?
I can't say. I guess it would depend on whether TNA kept on growing. I mean, if there wasn't an AEW, for example, it's all hypothetical, isn't it? I can't answer that.
I know it's really tough ones, because AJ Styles is Mr. TNA. Now, Eddie's Mr. Impact Wrestling, but AJ is Mr. TNA. So obviously, I felt like AJ leaving was really the biggest downfall. The way AJ left, I think that was but then that started Hogan leaving, which is obviously a big plus, and then that led to Dixie eventually leaving, and then Anthem coming in. So
Small Joe left, Kurt Angle left. Yeah. There was the catalyst. Considering he was the TNA guy, him leaving was the catalyst for the downfall of TNA. But then Impact Wrestling rose out of the ashes. But yeah, I'd say that was the catalyst. AJ leaving.
Yeah, because I remember as a fan watching that, just heartbroken. See, when he left the first time after winning the World Title Bound for Glory, it was part of me had a feeling he would eventually be back, because obviously they showed the vignettes of him defending the title everywhere in the world. I believe they showed a clip of him defending the world title in the UK. I can't remember who he faced, but I believe it was in the UK. So that was we got all that, which was cool. Then he obviously came back and had the unification match with Magnus, Nick Aldis. So but then obviously he left, which sucked. But without that, it wouldn't be where Impact wouldn't be where it is today. Just fun to think of how.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't love to see Chris Jericho in TNA or Impact Wrestling. It's a tough question. But I stand by my answer of AJ never leaving.
That's a fair shout. I mean, I genuinely thought Chris Jericho was going to come to Impact in 2018, and obviously nearly did, along with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
So that would have been huge. That would have boosted the Impact would be where AW is now, if that had happened.
Could very well have been, yeah.
I firmly believe if that would have happened, Impact would be in AW's spot right now. But
I mean, you could say the same about Ring of Honor. If those guys never left Ring of Honor would be, the second biggest company in the in the world, in the US anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Another interesting one here. Would you rather Anthem sell Impact or Hulk Hogan buy Impact?
I don't need Hulk Hogan to buy. I don't need Hulk Hogan buying Impact. I'd rather Anthem sold it, But yeah, I mean, what would Hogan do with Impact? It didn't work the first time. So I mean, Anthem could sell it to whoever, and it probably wouldn't be as damaging.
Right. There's no real great option there, but there's certainly a worse option. I mean, you saw what he did as a shareholder and a GM. If he owned the company, that there's no way Impact would ever survive that.
No, he'd put it in the ground. Sorry, Hulk.
Is what it is. Okay, got another interesting for you. Would you rather PCO never come to Impact, or the Motor City Machine Guns never come to Impact?
Oh no.
Thought this one might trip you for a little bit.
So, if the Motor City Machine Guns never come to Impact, we never get their tag team title run in 2010. We never get the matches with Beer Money and the Young Bucks. Oh, I'm sorry, PCO, but you're out. You've got to have the Motor City Machine Guns in TNA/Impact.
Yeah.
It's not the same legacy without the Motor City Machine Guns.
No, I completely agree. Machine Guns, amongst wrestling fans, they're considered top 5 best tag teams easily. if you look at it from if you're more in the WWE bubble and you don't know that much about them, see unless you watch NXT where you saw Alex Shelley and Kushida team up again in the Dusty Classic, I think a few years ago.
Yeah.
But machine guns are just the machine guns. Even though I would have liked it to have been better, we never would have got Chris Sabin's World Title run.
No.
Which was the first time I was properly invested in someone winning the world title. It's, sucks it lasted about 2 weeks. That's been generous.
I think it was a month.
Yeah?
Yeah.
About way shorter. I know Bully won it back in the cage like a few weeks after, but
Yeah.
oh man.
I was so gutted.
Yeah. Oh, gosh me. Just one more for you. So would you rather the Pope become world champion or Alex Shelley become world champion?
I would rather the Pope have become world champion in 2010.
Yeah.
Than Alex Shelley. I think the Pope he's just got more charisma, and he's more of a world championship contender. Shelley can talk. He's got charisma. Obviously a wonderful wrestler, but he's more suited to the X division and the tag team division, whereas the Pope would have been an awesome world champion when he was a hot commodity in 2010.
Yeah.
I stand by that. I think Shelley could be world champion anywhere else. He would have been a great Ring of Honor world champion. But
sure.
Yeah, I just could never picture Alex Shelley being the TNA or the Impact world champion. So I have to say the Pope.
Yeah, I go with that. I think I caught first started watching. I caught the end of Pope's big rise. I can't remember. I think it was the Bound for Glory series in 2011. I think. I remember Scott Steiner being in it. I'm guessing that was 2011. But
Speaking of Scott Steiner, so Josh Matthews from the Clef Movement, friends of the show, his stag do coming up, and they're doing wrestler fancy dress for the stag. So I need to show you what arrived in the post.
Yes.
It's so heavy.
Yeah. Oh, great stuff. I think I have to put that in the on the cover art. I think for our audio listeners, Nixon is wearing Scott Steiner chainmail headgear.
Oh, Dinky doesn't recognise her dad. I've got to take it off. Sorry, darling.
I genuinely looked into buying some of that and just randomly wear it on the show, just popping up, just wearing. So I genuinely looked into buying some of that.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, I got that. But yeah, it was Pope and stuff. It's all Pope should have been world champion easily. If you ask Max and Jeff, they probably would have said Alex Shelley. Because there seems to be some sort of divide between US fans and fans based in Canada or UK. US fans seem to favour Shelley. Rest fans seem to favour Sabin.
Mm.
I haven't really counted that much, but people that I've spoken to from the States, like a friend Ashley Rosenova, she's more Shelley, and obviously I'm more Chris Sabin fan, so it's interesting to think of that. I didn't know that really existed, but I'm guessing it kind of does.
I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think they're both amazing. I couldn't, pick who I like better.
No.
But I think Sabin deserves the accolades that he's got in Impact. He deserved that World Championship run, even though it was so short. And Shaggy's, he was the X Division champion,
Yeah,
and he had a good
one.
run with that. So yeah, there's not a wrong answer there.
No, I mean, Chris Sabin, for most people, seems to be one of the most underrated wrestlers in the world, and I would have to agree on that. Chris Sabin has done a lot, and doesn't necessarily get the love he should be getting for it. He's been everywhere minus WWE, although he was a trainer there for like a week, I think. Which is because most
When you think about the fact that Sabin had a couple of years out, for him to come back and be as good as he is, and probably to be the best he's ever been right now, is outstanding.
Yeah, and especially with the injuries he did have, 2 torn ACLs in the space of a year.
Yeah, he had a year out to repair one, had 1 or 2 matches back, and had to get the other one done.
Yeah, and then
poor guy.
No, yeah, and then he went on to win the world title after that.
Yeah.
Now, Sabin is one of the absolute very, very best. So with that, that's the final 10 over. We're a little bit ahead, but I guess that's that for another week. We'll let you get back to your pre-preparing for Impact tonight. Why not? And say that go check out episodes 1 to 4 of LOL Training with Max, Johnny, Jeff, Johnny, and Lucha. Great stuff there. Just very funny. We recently covered Cookie Gate, which was just glorious but so bad.
Oh, Cookie Gate was a highlight for me. I remember seeing that stuff when it aired, and it was so funny.
Yeah,
because you would never expect it. And the stuff they did with the mini Triple H in the in the Impact Zone that night, it was so good. I loved Cookie Gate.
Yeah, I see when I first saw Cookie Gate, I didn't know they were genuine WWE wrestlers. Because their faces were blurred, I didn't know they were actual WWE wrestlers there.
Yeah. From what I understand, it was Mysterio, Chris Benoit, and someone else.
I think, and Jeff mentioned Heidenreich, but I don't know if he's actually there or not. I mean, if he was, you couldn't exactly miss him.
No, he's a big boy.
But yeah, go check out 1 to 4 on that. Check out all episodes of TBN Chats, including episode 5 with Rio. Discuss Beth Phoenix. We discuss wrestling and the Brit Wrest Forbidden Door. It's a fun conversation to have. Check out Max and Jeff every Sunday now. Same time, same place, just different day. That's twitch.tv/TNIW channel. Go check out everything we've done here. You can find us here, there, everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Sounder, Spotify, and wherever else you podcast. Until next time. Oh, one thing. If have any guest suggestions for TBN Chats, let us know, because we want to have them on. If we want them on, we'll try our absolute best to get them on. So let us know. But until next time, I've been the MIC. He's been Nixon, and will continue to be Nixon. Until next time, goodbye, my friends.